Cardano DEPIN is alive and well, and one of the projects that's really taking the DEPIN industry by storm in Cardano is Nuvola. Now, Nuvola is basically an aggregator of all the other DEPIN projects that you can possibly earn rewards from, and by just holding NVL, Nuvola's token, you can get access to WMT rewards, IAG rewards, Copy rewards, Orfax rewards, Minutes rewards, all of these rewards that they have in the pipeline along with their collateralization hub, which is going to let you access that reward liquidity before you even have access to pull your rewards out of their system. So something like IAG doesn't pay rewards out on a weekly or a monthly basis. Sometimes it can take 6 months to a year. So how do you get those rewards out? Well, the collateralization hub of Nuvola is going to be able to solve these problems. So Nuvola is a DePIN aggregator on Cardano, for Cardano. They have the NVL token, and they have a couple really awesome partnerships in the Cardano community. But before we even get into that, I want to talk about the challenges that they are solving for people in Cardano. Now, the major reason that Nuvola was born is that somebody wanted, their CEO actually wanted to open an IAG node and stake IAG and earn IAG rewards by supporting the network with decentralized storage. And I feel like a lot of us are this way. We have extra compute power or extra storage power or extra hard drive space, and we want to contribute to something and use those for good in order to earn some rewards, earn some money, but also support blockchains that we think are the future of the tech world, especially IAG on top of Cardano. So the CEO of Nuvola was one of those people. I'm one of those people. You could probably be one of those people where you have a couple extra hard drives or a couple extra storage, terabytes of storage or something like that, and you would rather put it to use in a decentralized storage network and earn some rewards that you can use for money or use to trade with, instead of just having your hard drives around your house or something. So the big major problem that Nuvola is solving is that it's giving users access to these rewards, to these decentralized storage and cloud compute network, to these decentralized physical infrastructure networks without having to have the major tech backing, the major like storage nodes, the major computers, the major infrastructure, the major tech knowledge, and the major costs that all of these incur. So in order to spin up something like an IAG node, that could be $500. In order to spin up a Copy node, that could be $300. Instead, what you can do is put money into the Nuvola ecosystem, and now you have access to IAG nodes, you have access to Copy nodes, you have access to WMT nodes, and Minute nodes and partnerships, all which are at scale. Like someone like Nuvola can put tens of thousands of dollars into IAG, do it at scale, get cheaper storage and cheaper infrastructure and cheaper administration compared to you just doing it all yourself. Nuvola is really embracing the shared economy and pre-packaging DePIN rewards on Cardano. So if you're in Cardano, you know we have things like DEX aggregators who aggregate all of the DEXs and allow you to find the best trade. Nuvola is a DePIN aggregator on Cardano, allowing you to access all of the Cardano DePIN products, all the node rewards, all the available rewards that take IT infrastructure and IT knowledge, and get access to all of them with just one investment, the NVL token. Alongside that, they're also building a collateralization hub, which will give you access to those rewards before the liquidity is even available, further allowing you to access money that is yours via rewards before they hit your wallet, which is really important because sometimes this can take months or a year for reward payouts, and we don't want to wait that long to have access to that capital. So Nuvola is really pre-packaging all this into Cardano and really delivering a unique solution for Cardano holders if you're interested in DePIN projects, which is one of the major narratives going into the 2025 bull run this cycle. Today, if you were to buy the NVL token and get rewards for IAG, Copy, WMT, and Minutes network, you would have 4 providers that are giving you rewards. But the cool amazing thing about Nuvola is they are not defined by a cryptocurrency, they're not defined by an ecosystem, and they're not defined by an industry. So because of that, they're allowed to go to the gaming sector, to the DePIN sector, to the storage hardware sector, to the cloud computing, or to the rendering services sector, GPU mining, all these different things. They can also provide their services not just on Cardano, but on Ethereum, Binance chain, Solana, any other chain out there. So by buying the NVL token today and supporting the Nuvola network today, you're not just doing an IAG node and getting access from people who use IAG. You are leveraging entire DePIN protocols, entire DePIN sectors on tons of different chains, and they will be going cross-chain, bridging to things like Ethereum and Binance chain, which basically means that they're just going to start running more nodes on other blockchains and supporting other decentralized ecosystems. What they're doing with all these nodes, they have the opportunity to help further decentralize an ecosystem and support an ecosystem. And that's how they've been able to make so many WMT partnerships, Copy partnerships, Minutes Network partnerships, because they have hundreds of nodes that they can deploy, basically computers that they can deploy on these networks and help them run efficiently at better scale while they're still starting up and also still maintain decentralization. The major point of centralization in this ecosystem, in Nuvola's ecosystem with their nodes, is that they are running the nodes. Compared to like me and you running the nodes, Nuvola's running all the nodes, although they have them all across the world. Now, with Nuvola, in order to get rewards, you have to buy the NVL token and stake it to their staking portal. You won't earn rewards if you don't stake to the staking portal, but their token has some really good tokenomics, actually. 67% of the token is released currently, with the other percentages of the token left for the team on a 6-month vesting and then or a 6-month lock, and then it's like an 18-month linear vesting. So that will take a year or two for those tokens to come out. And then they also have tokens for operations expenditure and liquidity and airdrops and the treasury. Now, the treasury for the NVL token is used for future partnerships. Basically, they make a new partnership. They can use the treasury, sell some NVL, buy some more nodes, and direct those nodes towards a new partnership, a new project, a new blockchain, or a new project on Cardano. So the treasury is going to help fuel continued growth, and then they also got money to build their team and pay their people and pay out rewards. Now, when rewards come in, if you are holding the NVL token, 50% of all NVL rewards will be paid out to stakers. So everyone who owns the NVL token is a staker, and when you stake those tokens, 50% of all rewards generated by the Nuvola nodes will be paid out to stakers, which is a very good amount, I think. Obviously, everyone wants to be paid out as much as possible, but when you factor in maintenance of nodes and expenditure and operations in the team, and funding the treasury, 50% going to stakers is a great long-term play. And when you're buying the NVL token, you're essentially leveraging that Nuvola keeps getting more and more partnerships that keep doing better and better and better. Right now, just buying the token, there really are no rewards being paid out right now because they're just opening nodes, just getting started out. And so the rewards being paid out are like ADA staking rewards, or very new like Copia rewards and other things like that. But the IAG node rewards not going to pay out for a while. The WMT nodes are just getting spun up. The Minutes Network hasn't really started with its billion plus users just trying to onboard. So then the rewards are going to take some time. So when you buy the NVL token today, you're essentially leveraging the future of what this project can be when it has 10 or 20 more projects added to it. And essentially you bought tokens while they were not really generating rewards, and then you earn all the rewards on the back end. So some people see this as a very long-term play, but who gets NVL? When NVL rewards are paid out, 50% goes to the stakers, 25% goes to the treasury, 15% goes to operational expenditures, and 10% will go back to the team. So pretty fair distribution. The major token utility is this revenue sharing model. Basically, reward sharing is revenue sharing. And one of the best things about this token right now is over 80% of all NVL is staked to the staking portal, earning rewards. So 67% is out currently. The other, 30% is, or 23%, 27% is held up in the team vesting or in the marketing or airdrops or some other spot. But 67% is circulating, and 80% of those tokens are locked for staking. So pretty good tokenomics for a future price action increase. The major risks of a project like this is that will the business be able to find more partnerships, deliver more nodes, and then will those projects themselves get users that generate rewards? Is WMT going to onboard 1 billion users? Is Minutes Network going to onboard 1 billion users? Is Cornucopia going to onboard, millions of players to their games? Is Iagon going to keep getting more people using decentralized storage? These are all the questions you want to ask yourself because those are the partners that they have. Furthermore, will the team get more and more partnerships, cross-chain, Ethereum, Binance Chain, AVAX, all these other chains? Will they grow enough to be able to do those things? And then we just want to recognize some other things, is that this is a very long-term play. If you're looking to collect rewards and leverage this NVL token to get rewards, that's going to take years. It's going to take years to build more nodes and generate things and get more users. Crypto is a very new space still, so you would expect this to take quite a bit of time. Lastly, remember, they will still be selling NVL out of the treasury to fund partnerships, to fund computers, to fund nodes, to fund developments, to fund maintenance, and more team members as they grow. So don't expect the treasury to not sell tokens. There will be some sell pressure, but in a bull market, that can be negated by upwards price action. Lastly, let's jump into the chart and see what it has to show and what is the NVL token price action doing right now. All right, this is the NVL chart, and this is what we got going on here. So on the chart, we here have the NVL token. We have a moving average. We got a 20, a 50, and a 200, and then we have a some support and resistance I drew in here based on some key levels, and our Fibonacci retracement based on this low to this high. We can also do one from down here to this high, and then down here we have our MACD and our RSI. Now, based on the time frame you look at this chart, there's some conflicting information. So what I personally like to do, I personally really do not like to trade charts that are this small in like weekly or 3-day time frames. I really want more data. I want more to happen. I want to see more action. So I have some conflicting evidence on what I think could happen here in the charts. Now, long term, this bull market, the price goes up, right? That's the simple answer. The price goes up. The only reason you would need to look at this chart is if you think that there's potential for a minor pullback to buy in at a cheaper price. But if you're in this for the bull market, just buy it now, right? If you want to buy the token now, just buy it now. But the reason, one, this is not a lot of data for me personally. But when we move it from the weekly down to the 3-day, we have some evidence to see why this price could come down. We're really high on the RSI. The MACD, it just doesn't have enough information here, but it says that it's rolling over into the bullish territory. There's room between where the price is and where the 20 triple day moving average is. So there's evidence for a reason why this chart could go down. But long term, there's evidence for only the chart going up. Okay, so there's a potential for this RSI to continue to drop lower, but I'm not sure if that happens. There's not enough data for me to tell, and this chart is not in a good enough representative of one way or the other to make a key decision. So could be potential for this price to break down to the 0.5 or the 0.382 Fibonacci down to 1.6 or 1.5, something like that. But when we zoom in on the daily, we can see maybe a little bit more information. So what I like to do, I like to start out as far out as possible and slowly move my way in. I want to be on the longest time frame possible. Now, when we get in here on the daily chart, you can see the past 2 days, basically, the NVL tokens had a great price run up. And with that price run up, we went above this is a 50-day moving average and a 20-day moving average. Now, we can see that our RSI is breaking above moving average and the MACD is retesting its orange line. In order for you to have a bullish MACD, you want it to be above this 0 line, which is right here. And then you also want the orange line to be, the blue line to be above the orange line. So we're seeing a test of the orange line here, which is a potential to flip it green again. Now, the big question I'm asking myself is this catalyst for, is this the catalyst for the long-term next giant pump that we see here? The reason I question myself is if you look at the RSI and you look at the MACD, we can see some possible bearish divergence. And what I mean by that is when you look here, we're setting lower lows along the RSI, okay? Oh, click buddy, right here. We're setting lower lows on the RSI. When we look at the MACD, we're doing the same thing. We're setting lower lows, right? That's what's happening. You have great days where this price just pumps above the moving averages, but the question that we have to watch, and again, I don't know what's happening on this chart. I do best when the chart is drastically one way or drastically another way, but this is what I'm looking at from a subjective standpoint. And I've made my peace with this chart. If this chart was, oversold and this MACD was down here and it's really flipping into the green and this RSI was way oversold and the price was down here at the 786 or the 618, I would be a buyer immediately because I know long term what this token could do in the DEPIN space. But when we have a giant pump like this, the thing that I want to watch is this is a daily candle. I want to see, does the next day or two, do we maintain above the moving averages and then reclaim over this Fibonacci level right here, the 236, this red line is the highest Fibonacci level, and then we have the 1, okay? So, or the 0, whatever you want to call it. But I want to see, does this daily candle and the next daily candle, the next few days, maintain above the moving averages and move higher, or do they retrace below again? That's the big question I want to ask myself. Now, I want to show you one last piece of evidence on this chart before we break it out for this video. If you look at the 12-hour chart, this gives us a lot of candles to work with, although these trades have to happen really fast. Every one of these candles is a 12-hour candle. So you got to imagine how quick that trading is. I really don't like to do that. But we see here, if I just remove some of this stuff, that the last time NVL pumped like this, what happened? It went below the moving averages, and then above, and then below, and then mega pumped. Now, what has happened so far? It went below the moving averages, above the moving averages, below the moving averages again, and then the question is, does it mega pump? That's the question I would want to know. Does it mega pump? So that's one thing you could watch out for. Basically, the last time it mega pumped, it looked like this: giant green candle, red candle, giant green candle. Is that going to happen again? Giant green candle, green or red candle, a little chop, and then a giant green candle. That's what you can ask yourself. But, you know, would I be mad if the price went down so I could buy more? No, I would not. All right. So this is what the chart is happening. That's what I can tell you. That's what I say. No real evidence as to a major downwards that you can take advantage of or a major upwards that you would short, but it's kind of chopping in the middle. All right. So long term, what do you think? What do you think happens, and does this affect your portfolio? That is Nuvola. That is what's going on with the Nuvola token, the Nuvola project, and what kind of DEPIN projects are available on Cardano today. Now, DEPIN is a really hot niche in the 2025 bull market. A lot of people want to get their Web 2 stuff to Web 3. And so if you're interested in DEPIN, this is one of many DEPIN projects on Cardano that we're going to cover on this channel. We got upcoming videos about top 4 or 5 DEPIN projects you might want to look into if you're interested in this narrative. Let me know in the comments if you are interested in Nuvola and if you think it's a good play for the Cardano community, aggregating all of these node structures. Also, if you're interested in learning how I swing trade like we showed you in this video, down in the description is the 1 Hour Trader, my personal course, long-term swing trading. Basically solves all the problems that I had when I first started trading. When I started, I was interested in day trading, meme coin trading, looking at the charts every day. And essentially I realized I don't want that to be my life. I want to have a life. I want to have a family. I want to enjoy things. I want to make good trades over long periods of times. And that is showing you exactly how I do it in 1 hour a week or even less. So I like to look at charts. Maybe sometimes I bump it up to like 2 or 3. But if you want to look at charts less, make more money, and have an easier time doing it, check that course out down below. Other than that, hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.